Yeah, it is good.
Fantastic. Good. Good to meet you all this weekend. I believe some of you are from June batch. Anyone here from June batch? You just completed
Yes,
your.
Yeah, Shri. Yeah, Shri.
yes, Sri.
Okay. So it's a happy free weekend. No disturbance. No classes.
Now missing the class because we have been adapted to the routine,
Routine.
but now it look like some more time, free time we have.
Free time is there. Okay. Can we use that time for something useful? Possible?
Yes,
Possible.
yes.
Okay, great. First of all, thanks a lot for people joining here or joined here. I have some people from YouTube as well. Few more will join in minutes of time. So, PMP examination, people who have got approved from PMI Institute, congratulations. Some of you yet to start your application process. I would recommend you to start the process for the people who are not started. Once again, I'm keep hearing about the exam. Always PMI Institute keep upgrading their content. Recently, I'm hearing some of the questions are a little lengthy, some of the questions are a little tough. And also, one person took the exam and said that Shri, I found the exam is very moderate. So it's a mixed feedback. Sometimes it's moderate and tough. Sometimes it's moderate. Sometimes lesser than ShriLearning. So it's a little hard for us to judge how the PMI is looking into. But one thing we know, whoever read the books of Rita 10th edition clearly, read the Agile Practice Guide with clarity, 2 books, listening some of our classes, and again, take questions. Question taking is very, very important. Why we have this Q&A session? The purpose of Q&A session to talk about some of the questions. Question doesn't mean that it have to be you answered it. You at least saw the question and you didn't get the clarity what it is all about. Or someone is talking about the question, you listen to that, through which you learn a lot. So request you to watch out these kind of Q&A sessions regularly. That's going to help you a lot. Okay. Quickly, people who are going to the exam in next few days of time, few weeks of time, please put your hands up. I just want to say hello to you, and then we'll get to some questions. I have some questions to share, and then we'll go to the questions people have here. People going to the exams in next few days, few weeks. Anyone here? Meantime, I'm going to check out the questions. Oh, I have one person. Saurabh. Hey, Saurabh. Go ahead.
Yep. Hi, Sri. Yep. Yeah. I also, dropped a note like some few minutes back to you on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to basically I'll try to get the exam in August. I have to give the exam.
Okay.
I'm from July batch last year, so my exam validity and this fee will be, would end in first week of September. So anyway, I have to attempt the exam. I have read Rita and Agile Practice Guide over the course of this, the last year. But it's just that some concepts or sometimes it's just difficult to recall. So I just wanted to ask you, how should I do a quick refresher of both the books? Is it required in the first place or not? Because this is my first question. And in terms of attempting 40 and 60 questions, I gave 140 question set a couple of days back.
Okay.
I got a good score in that, but like somehow the inner feeling is that I don't know things, but like my thought process and thought process with which the explanation for which I got the correct answer, that matched, but I'm having that thought process that I don't know these things, but so yeah, so basically these 2 questions, yeah, I have.
Right. I understood. Okay. First thing, you started with the 40 questions. That's really good. When you say your scores are coming up well, which means your confidence level is high on answering the question within the time, and your reading ability is good right now. Is this correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, why I ask this question is, if that is going really well, you may not need to read the book again fully. Not needed. If that is a struggling, which means you're answering, but no connection between what the question is asking, what your brain is thinking, there is a lot of gap, which means we lost the concept, what you learned earlier. There's a gap. So now you have to read the book, understand. One thing I have to tell you, book reading will get more boring if you start reading the same content second or third time. The reason
Yeah.
when you read a chapter, your brain knows what it is already. While you're reading, your mouth may read, but your brain don't read anything. You just do it. It's a kind of killing time. It's a kind of we ourselves making a false thing on ourselves, which means you're not trusting your brain. So you want to tell your brain, I trust you. I trust you that you read it, you understood it. So that is reflecting on your question paper, which is really good. Now I would say continue with this 40 questions and 60 questions, some few more attempts. And if you feel that area is confident, for example, 60 questions you can answer in 70 minutes of time or 80, 85 minutes of time, which means your time management is good. And you're getting 65 to 70, 75% in this 60 question exam, which means your scoring is also good. When these two are good, I would say don't open the book, only analyze the questions. Take 60 questions which you took, sit and listen each question. Read the question, read the justification, read the question, read the justification. If you do this, in the justification, sometimes they will have a line saying that refer to Agile Practice Guide, refer to PMBOK 6th edition, something will be given there. That area only open the book and refresh it. By this, you get the question knowledge, you get the knowledge what you want for the question paper. If you do this over a period of time, you get good strength. So now answering you, I remember you put up in WhatsApp saying that you are targeting somewhere in August. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Is it because of your office work you want to take it to August?
Yeah, slightly well, yeah. So because I'm planning, to cover everything within this July and probably, maybe first or second week of August, and then in the mid of August, I'll attempt the exam, mid or last, whenever I'm fully ready, kind of.
Okay. So my first advice is to start with 60 questions and look at the question analysis, read the reference in the books. That's sufficient. No need to read the full books.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Oh, good, sort of. And keep me posted on your score so I know that where are you. Based on that, we can plan your main exam.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Shri.
Fantastic. Good to see you. Abhinaya.
Hi, Shri.
Sorry. Abhinay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Wrong.
Hi, Shri.
Okay.
Shri, we spoke last week also. So I was planning to take the exam on 31st or 1st of August, right?
Right.
And in my last week, the scores were, consistently around 58, 56 or 59%. Although I was taking the test in a quick span of time, right? You mentioned take more time to take the test. So today I attempted the test. I took 4 hours. Like I completed still 10 hours, 10 minutes before. And I scored 66 today. 66.
It's a good shot.
So there's a good, progress from that standpoint. I reread the Agile Practice Guide again based on your recommendation, and I'm following those approaches, but just still I'm not having that much confidence that I'm completely prepared to take the exam in next 2 weeks. So do you feel I should plan to reschedule by 1 more week and accordingly take leaves and do some more revisions kind of things?
Since you get a 66 from 57 or 58, which means already your gap analysis working well. Your pattern, what you're following already, it's working well. So may I know what kind of analysis you're doing?
So basically, on all the previous mocks, I did the where I went wrong, what was the knowledge gap, whether the answer was in the question itself, and I read it very fast, just to complete that and all that. So obviously, I took more time to analyze the questions this time. Like I just completed 5 minutes before joining this call to complete the mock for this week, and.
Okay. Yeah. Last time you completed it 30-40 minutes earlier.
Yeah, 1 hour earlier. 1 hour earlier.
Okay. Now you reduce a little better there. Okay. The point is what we discussed last week is to reduce the speed. And did I say something about reading the glossaries?
Yes.
Okay. You are able to do that?
Yeah. I've done that.
Is it by any chance helping a little bit?
The Agile one, definitely. Yeah. The Agile glossary definitely. Yeah.
So this 2 concept is working. Reading the question carefully, and again looking for the keywords. Both are working for you.
Right.
Let's continue this process. When you are planning your main exam?
31st of July or 1st of August, as of now.
Okay. How many full we have touched so far?
How many full mocks?
Yes.
4. Today was the 4th one.
4th one is a 66. I would say go for the date, what you have already in mind. 31st of August sounds good. Now let's give a little pass to the full exam.
Okay.
Next 2 days, we'll take a 40 or 60 questions.
Okay.
On the same pattern, what you did for the full exam now.
Okay.
Right? See,
Yep.
why we need a full exam practice is to see, can I sit in a place for 4 hours?
Yep. Yep.
Can I do time management? Now, both are working for you. Now, enough with the full exam. We'll do one more little later. Now, we will get into 60 questions so that we will focus on subject. So you will take 160 question in 75 minutes. 70 minutes is good, decent time.
70 minutes. Okay.
You take the 60 questions and see, you can tune there. You will see why this question went wrong, why this is right, and what keyword I have to read. Go to the vocabulary, that is like glossaries. You do those analysis for at least 3 times or 4 times. You do 60 questions.
Okay.
It's equal to do only one full exam.
Okay. Yeah.
But the thrill here is when you do a full exam, you get a little exhausted. But when you do 160 question, you will give utmost interest. You'll focus, you do it, wipe it up, then go for a lunch or dinner, do something and come back. And again, this way your answering ability improves. Let's do that. And I would recommend you to book the date.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go for it. And how is your office work where you can take some holidays?
I am planning to take 1 week before the exam.
Amazing, amazing. So let me quickly look at the calendar. 31st is a Monday.
Monday or a Tuesday, yeah.
So you would take at least 2-3 days the previous week.
The entire week I'll take a leave, like from 24.
You have holidays, okay, then it's fine. Why holidays is, it's not about reading 18 hours a day. That's not a necessity. Holiday is just to come out of the routines. We will have some routine, that routine eats your time. Email checking, replying to some people, driving the car. We'll avoid all the stuff. Just put your energy in the place. Okay.
Yep.
So Abhinay, I will say that you are ready for the main exam. Let's put the date. Keep moving forward. I will give some more information to you. I'm not sure whether I shared you already. Did I give you some bullet points?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Then give me a hi in the WhatsApp again.
Yep.
I will give you some more bullet points to work out. Now on, regularly be in touch in WhatsApp with me and keep mentioning what's your scores, how things are going on.
Yeah, sure. Will do. Thanks, Shri.
Perfecto. That's Abhinay. Nice, good. Meantime, I can see many more people join. Hey, thanks all for joining here and people watching from YouTube as well. I was just giving a hint to people here who are from June batch. If somebody again joined from June batch, I would insist that utilize this weekend very efficiently because you don't have classes this weekend, which means you have 8 hours with you solidly. Sit and read or take some questions, do something related to your target. And again, I saw many people application got approved, which means now you can move towards your exam date. Have a date in your mind, let's say August 30 or September, some date, finalize it and go for it. And again, in ShriLearning, we have 40 questions, we have 60 questions exam, which is there in your communication board. At least every week once, try a 40 question or a 60 question, which means you get a 0 mark. That's okay. Just go sit there for 1 hour and see how you can answer that. Question answering is very important. If you're really not worried about that, check with somebody who have an exam in next 3 to 4 days. They'll be crying, if I get another 1 more day, I will practice another 60 questions. This is how I heard from them. If I get 1 more day, the people who have only 3 days to exam or 1 day to exam, they said 1 more day I would have been very helpful. But for us now, every day is a normal day. It goes on, goes on, goes on. So freeze a date and start working. I'm sure every day will be an important day for you. Good enough. Can I expect that from you? All right. Good. Oh, Vivek has a question before I go to some question to share. Yes, Vivek, please go ahead.
Hey, Shri. It's not question, it's just regarding the discussion regarding the main exam. Because I targeted for 27th July.
Okay.
And I'm regularly touch with you on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So my last mock score was 57. And before that, first one was 63, and then 55, and then 65, and then 57. So, yeah. And then I did analysis on the question paper, and then just found like after 150th question, last 30th question, like I'm not really understand the question. Like sometimes those are 3 and 4 lines of the question, and just try to read and just trying to read that. And first time I've not understood and given some wrong answers. And I have some confusion, like eliminated 2 answers, and third and fourth one, looks similar, and sometimes put the wrong answer. And then when I'm analyzing that after the question paper, then find out, okay, I should put this one instead of that one. So those kind of things are there.
Understand. By the way, 27th is your exam, right?
Right.
And are you taking a mock exam after office hours?
No, I'm taking mock. Yeah, in the night time I'm taking it. Yes.
What time you start your exam?
Mock, like full mock you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes, full mock talk. I'm taking around 4 o'clock something.
4 in the morning you start, or evening you start?
In my time, 4 in the evening.
Okay.
4 in the evening.
That's fine. That's fine. Now, why I ask this questions is when we're a little exhausted, usually I see the question answering ability goes a little or below low after 130 or 140 question. People start losing interest. They read the question, but the brain don't process it. You will read it, but your brain processing would have been already off. Your brain processing got off by 1/10 question. Rest 70 question you answered because you're sitting there. Like sometimes you talk with a friends or spouse when you don't like to talk. You just say, then they ask you what I said. What the hell you said? I don't know. So it's something like we are losing that interest on the question reading because of tiredness. Could be there. Right. But again, the question answering ability of yours, what I'm seeing is your max went to 66%. Is it right?
Yeah, 65%.
65%. Okay. Okay, we are not very low, we are not very high. We are in the line, exact line to hit the main exam. Now, so okay, before I jump in, what is your confidence level right now towards the main exam?
Yeah, confidence is good enough. Like I will crack that one.
Very good. That's important. That's what needed. Okay, now what you do is, again, you give a pass to your main exam, the full exams, what you do. Let's focus towards the main exam for next 10 days. We will take a short exams to tune your question reading ability. I would say that your reading ability has a little more to be tuned to work out on some of the keywords you're missing there. But as you rightly said, 2 answers you can eliminate. 2 are struggling means maybe they're still not clear on some of the vocabulary of PMI. The more you understand the vocabulary of PMI, your eyes will first see the vocabulary. That word will come to your eye. If that word is not coming to your eye, 1, you are tired, or 2, you are not aware of that word. Right.
Right.
Now you can. I understood you're not tired because you're starting by 4 p.m., which should work for you until you wake up by 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. If you're waking by 4 a.m. or 3 a.m., you'll get a little tired in the evening. If not, you will be able to sit for 4 to 8 o'clock to work. That's doable time. If that my assumption is right, now second assumption, we have to go for your vocabulary. So from today on, take the Agile Practice Guide book, go to the last pages. There is something called glossary. Read it left and right. Keep reading, keep reading, keep reading. You should know all the terms very clearly. Go to PMBOK 6th edition or PMBOK 7th edition. Do you have 7th edition book with you?
Yes.
Okay, go to the last pages. There is an index or glossary page. Read all these keywords. You may read 100 or 150 words, but your brain can capture only 30 words or 40 words. Still, it will improve your score.
Okay.
Right? Let's do this and work out on short exams. Don't go full exams, go short exams.
Okay, 40 and 60 questions.
That's sufficient. Yeah, that's sufficient.
So per day or just alternate day we can do it?
Yeah, alternate is fine. Per day will be very tired. Do it alternate day, but give a quality time to analyze the question. It is not about taking the exam. Your improvement will happen only the quality time you give for analysis. So don't do in between your office work. Don't do when you're exhausted. Don't do when you don't like it.
Okay.
In next 10 days, you may not like to read for 2 days in between somewhere. You get little pissed off. You don't touch anything. Don't do. If your brain says something, trust it, don't do. Just throw it out. Go for a movie or eat something, do something, go roam around, come back. But when your brain says, let's do it, that's the time you have to do.
Okay.
Right? So believe that it definitely works. But keep me posted on your progress. I know you're in touch with me in WhatsApp, right? Regularly.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And I'm checking out, did I give you the bullet points? I meant to give you some bullet points for the examination. I'll give that as well, or I gave you already.
You already given me.
In that, did I say you that you have to read something on people domain very carefully? Stakeholders?
Yes. People, agile, stakeholder, resource.
Very good. Very good. Focus on that area. Read ethics, read roles and responsibilities of PM.
Right.
Right. Good. All right. Keep moving, Vivek. Good wishes.
Yeah. Thank you.
It'll
Thank you,
work.
Sri.
It'll work. Trust it. It'll work. Bye-bye.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. Before I share a question to people here, one thing I keep saying to people getting close to the exam, first you learn the framework chapter where they explain about project managers' rules. And then you learn the PMI ethics. Now I'll tell you why it is. PMI Institute, it's a private institute started in 1969, which is very famous because of their standard. But again, that doesn't mean that whatever they say could be right. That could also be wrong. But however it is, when you go to exam hall, PMI Institute question paper is framed in a way that you have to think from the PMI Institute perspective. Sriram or Ramesh or Suresh could be a manager in a company, a Fortune 100 company for the last 10, 20 years. That's completely fine. But when you go to exam hall, you have to answer from their perspective. Now, what to do? I'll give a story for that usually for the people getting to the exam. You are reading the framework chapter. You are reading the PMI ethics. Now, a person living in a village called PMI, Project Management Institute. It's a village. Imagine it's a village. In this village, you are a character. For this character, there are some roles defined. A, B, C, D, E, F, or 1, 2, 3, 4, some roles defined. A person who follows these roles and who believes on ethics, there are some ethics given, responsibility, respect, or honesty. A person follows the rules. A person believes on ethics, living in a village. That village name is called PMI. Now, that person living in that village is answering the question. It's not you answering the question. It's a person living in there. When you start doing that, you go to a place called mindset. What is a mindset is you tune your mind that I am a person living in this village called PMI. The more you tune and polish your mind, you will start answering from there. Now, the question trick here is, why should I do that? Only for the exam purpose I have to do that? PMI says hey guys, hope I'm audible now. I lost the connection for a few seconds. Is it better now? Okay, good. All right, let me not put much of my time on the conversation now. Let me quickly bring some question. Can you confirm you're able to see the screen, what I'm sharing now? Are you getting the screen? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
What should be the answer for this question? Some of you would have seen this question already somewhere. What is the answer should be here?
Prevention costs.
Prevention. Okay, fantastic. It's just a question we could have seen sometime before. Or by answering prevention, you are saying something team want to protect it. But what is a hint on this question make us to think as a prevention? Now let's read the question. Your team has delivered a number of projects for your organization clients and is known for speedy and reliable delivery of awarded projects. So is it something project work completed or project work in progress? What is the situation now?
In progress.
In progress. Okay. When you read the line again here, team has delivered. Is it the past tense, present tense, or future?
Oh, past tense.
Past tense.
Okay. Fantastic. So look like something is already delivered, right? It's gone to the market. Okay, let's go further more down. On the last few projects, okay, there have been customer complaints regarding the quality of some deliverables. What you deliver, you're getting quality complaints. Now let's go to the main question area. To create quality product on all new projects, not only today, upcoming new projects, you are now considering investing in training the project team members and purchasing high-end equipments. Now let's look at the situation here. Let's imagine a company like a Toyota. In Toyota company, they have delivered some products. It is not going to be the car. It could be any technology or innovation, something delivered. Now complaints keep coming in. You are the manager sitting there and you may be part of a steering committee or you may be the senior manager. Now you want to take a call on investing time, money, effort for the training of the people or buying some automation tools, technology, artificial intelligence, or hardware. Now, the question is, this money falls under what category? I heard the answer as prevention cost. Very good. But at the same time, if a person has not read the book, if the person has not understood what is a prevention cost or the cost of non-conformance, for us, we may not know what is the right answer. The reason I'm putting this question in front of us is, in order to answer the question, you should know the word prevention. You should know the word called a non-conformance. How do I know this? Only through reading the book. So I have to read the book, a whole chapter, maybe, or you can read that particular keywords in the glossary section. Now, by reading the keywords, by now, the moment I see this term, I'm going to invest some money. Now, you may remember in the quality management chapter, there is a place where we work hard to put some money on prevention rather than something happening later point. Now, let me go back to the people here. How many of you see any particular keyword in this question? Any specific keywords?
Investing in training.
Investing in training, okay. So that's going to be a future. It's going to be for future.
Yes.
And this is a past incident. For that, you want to put some money for the future, and that money will go under prevention. Now, question to people here: this will it include in project budget or not in project budget?
Not a part of project budget.
Not part of budget. Okay, why it is not part of project budget? Any thoughts? Or let me put the question this way. If it is not under project budget, under which budget I have to take this?
Some organizational budget, like to improve the quality of complete projects, right? It's not project specific.
Okay, so it could be an organization level budgeting. Okay, that's a good thought. There is something called a governance team in the organization. So there could be some initiative which can be used by all projects in an organization, which could go there. However, when it comes to utilization or fund allocation, we will charge the prevention cost from the customer because the management cannot put all the money on their own. So now what they do, we have something called quality prevention cost, where we include part of the budget. I have to tell I'm going to use this kind of technology. I'm going to use these kind of tools for which there is a cost involved. It could be a license cost. It could be the maintenance cost. It could be the hardware purchasing cost. So there are some cost which is involved for each project. And I have to charge it under the cost of the project. And this comes under the cost baseline, if some of you remember that. But the idea here is rightly heard here, saying that it could be for many projects, an organization can buy that, but it will split further down specific to the project as well. If I look at the answer here, yeah, investing in training and equipment are examples of prevention costs. Appraisal cost includes a testing losses due to destructive testing or inspection. Now, why I want to bring this question is, when I read this question, it's not a most toughest question, but I would say first, I would see, is it being delivered? Yeah, it is delivered. I would see I'm going to investing in future. Now I would see that if these two are happening, then I look at these answers. In the answer, I will see, am I aware of any vocabulary which I read from the books? Now you go to the village called PMI. Yes, you will say, oh, no, I'm doing a failure cost. I'm doing an appraisal cost. We may give all these answers when we're not clear on that vocabulary. When I get clarity on those words, now if I read the past tense, present tense, plus these words, the answering ability can be a little more better. Make sense? Let me see if I have any other thing. Oh, one other question. Let's take this question. Many of you may know this answer here, but I'm much interested on the keyword. How do you read this question? Any thoughts? Okay, I got an answer here. Okay, I got an answer here talking about, okay, I can see the answer here as scope and requirement specification. Any one of you want to comment why we went to the answer B? Any justification?
I think component integration issues means they didn't understand what's the technical specifications. That's what I understand. Yeah.
Technical specification clarity is low.
So that's why component is not integrated. Yeah, that's what I understood.
Okay. All right. Let's see the question one more time. Your project team has recently delivered. Again, is it a past, present, or future?
Past.
Delivered.
Past.
Delivered. Which
It's
means
past, it's closed.
it's over. Project went to the customer already. It means it's delivered. It could be anything. Okay, on time budget. So there is no concern about the money parameters. They are within the budget, within the time they delivered it. So now, however, it has been noticed that a lot of time is now being spent on resolving the deployment and component integration issues after the system has been delivered. When you read the question, be very cautious. Is this project work completed or in progress or not started yet? Keep a clear eye on where this question is. By seeing this, chances are you may get more clarity of what answer I have to choose. Now, after delivering, you are getting a problem. Now, when you say within the time, within the budget, they delivered it, and they delivered it, do you think a customer would have accepted the product when it does not meet the scope? Now,
No.
you have been engaged as an expert. Now they put you as an expert here to identify the root cause of this problem. What kind of problem? The integration or errors. I'll say that they spent a lot of time resolving the issues, which means a lot of errors coming here. Can I frame that this question is talking about some bugs, issues after we deliver? Is it talking about that?
Right.
Okay. Now you can straight away do elimination. First, we'll do the elimination technique. Which one answer here? It's totally away from the question.
A.
Option A.
A and D. A and D.
A straight away goes because a charter changed, whole project will change. So it doesn't make sense at all. D. Project risk register in the issue log. It's an information. It is not a solution. So A and D gone. Definitely there is a competition between B and C. Requirement, scope, and quality. These are so tightly coupled. But the point here is the product has been already delivered. After you delivered, you keep on getting issues. Now the question is, you want to find the root cause. What you have to do? You have been engaged as an expert to identify the root cause of this problem. What should you investigate first? Where you want to investigate it?
Quality issue.
Quality management.
Quality management process.
But I'm going to challenge you now. First, we heard the answer as a scope and requirement specification. Why not? That could be right answer. When you want to investigate, you want to see. I'm sorry.
Still, we want to keep it B. I don't know.
It's B because normally when we do the requirement gathering, all these things, how to deploy or what needs to be followed when we hand over or how do we configure, we capture the transition requirements. So we need to check if the transition requirements has covered all these aspects, which because of which we might, we spent a lot of time to do those activities. That's how I think about it.
Okay. That makes some connection there. But question back here, Shweta, right? Shweta, the project was delivered on time within budget, which means you think they're not considered these points, which means they didn't understand the scope clearly, but still they're able to deliver on time, on budget. Is it possible?
Shri, even though the project is completed as per the scope and the requirement, the outcome of that particular activity may not be checked properly. Like quality may not be checked properly.
Possible.
So that's why.
Possible. You're opening the door now. Okay, sounds good. Now I listen to Sai as well. I'm seeing a Sai hands up there. Sai, please go ahead. Yes, Sai. Maybe we're not hearing Sai. Okay. Sai, I think you're trying with your mic. Maybe you reconnect. Probably it should work. So if most of you remember, we spoke about scope.
Is it better? Sorry.
Yes, Sai, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I think the first line says, right, we have delivered the project. So I'm assuming that the scope has been validated, deliverables has been accepted. That means it meets the requirement. So the next step would be to check on that lines, right? Quality processes. I don't know.
Perfect. Quality means meeting requirements. Do you remember that line? So when we deliver, yeah, you're right, Sai. What is is right. So quality means meeting requirements. As rightly said, delivered means there is something called UAT happens. Do anyone remember the UAT? What is UAT?
User acceptance.
User acceptance.
User acceptance testing. Who does the testing? UAT done by whom?
Client side.
Customer.
Customer side. Customer want to drive a car and it is working. Customer want to use a JCB machine. It is working. Customer want to use a flight ticket booking system. It is working. Customer want accounting system. It is working. So whatever the customer is thinking, it is working as per the requirement. Now that is not the problem. Where the problem is? The problem is it has been noticed that a lot of time now being spent on resolving the deployment and the component integration issues after the system has been delivered. Now, apart from the project specification, there are more issues also happening in the system after you delivered it, which means it could be this problem, it could be this problem also. But where to start your check? The question is,
specifications.
Where you want to do the root cause, from where you will start your investigation. And then the answer goes, let me put this way. So now set the question. So what is the answer here? If defects are surfacing after the delivery, you need to investigate if proper quality management process. Now question back here. When they say quality management process, what did it mean in project management? Do anyone remember quality assurance? Do anyone remember quality control? There are two things.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So what we do in quality assurance? What we do in quality control?
In
Quality
quality
assurance,
control, testing will be done, random
Okay.
sampling.
Okay. In quality assurance,
we just wanted to check whether we are building the right product or not.
okay. Thanks for the inputs. Quality assurance talks about the process improvement. Are we using the right requirement understanding strategy? Are we using the right Six Sigma standards or quality management standards or ISO standards? What standard you want to follow? Quality assurance talks about the process improvement. Quality control talks about the product improvement. In quality assurance, we use audit to check, is our company correctly following things? In quality control, we use inspection to physically or virtually check, is this product working as per the requirement? Now, what we're doing here is, if defects are surfing out or after the delivery, you need to investigate if a proper quality management process is followed in the company. Because if the process is not correct, there is some slippage. That is why issues are happening. In your company, without a proper ID card, if somebody enters your company, first they will check what kind of security system process followed. How come somebody can enter the building without an ID card? They will tune the process. When they tune the process, next time they add a couple of more security check by CCTV camera or a barcode. So a person without an ID card cannot enter your company. Is this true in quality management in your company? Possible?
Agree.
Right. All right. So I know this is a little tricky question. I want to talk about this question. The reason here is many people would have been get tempted with the requirement specification, but rightly I heard from Sai, another person, when we say it's delivered, it should have met the scope and requirement. But it is also talking about the deployment and the component integration issues, which could be beyond the specification also. It could be something different area also, which is keep on popping up, which means in quality check or quality process, there is some leakage. They missed out. All right, guys, I'll give a little pass here. Let me listen to some of your questions now. All right. I believe it's a good questions. Let's see. Anyone want to put your hands up if you have a question to talk? Meantime, I'll pick up other question to discuss with you today. I have some agile question to talk with you. Right here.
Hi, Shri.
Hey, please go ahead.
Myself is Khaja. I'm an April batch student.
Welcome.
In first question, we discussed about the prevention cost.
Yes.
Like, if you see a few months back, maybe Kia or Hyundai or some car manufacturers, they call back some of the year manufactured cars. They told that there are some issues in airbags like that. Then how it is mentioned, like you said, some governance team, they may where this cost will be adjusted. Like a company, they don't want to put more continuous amount in that particular activity. So how they will collect that amount? Means
that's a good question. I'll come to this question with the image to share with you. Have you seen the cost of quality curve? Have you seen by any chance in any of our classes? If not seen, I'll share one of that to you. Before that, your question is, they've delivered the product. After they delivered, they're recalling the product because of failure. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. And can we call this as a warranty cost? Which means you gave a warranty. If any failure, we will do this process. And you recall the product and you fix it. Sometimes you recall it. Sometimes customers themselves come to your door. It is not all the time you have to recall, right? They come to your door and tell that, sir, it's not working. You know it's a defect.
Yes.
You know it's a defect. You know they're going to come. When they come, you say that, yes, sir, we cover under warranty. Because I know that in next 5 years, if this particular component fails, I'll pay that. and that comes under product lifecycle cost. There is something called product cost. A product cost is a product running, operation, execution for which we have to spend some money. So you will have some costs allocated for the whole product for which you keep spending. All right. Let's see if I put that point to you clearly. From April batch. In April batch, I believe I shared this because I keep upgrading the content every batch. My memory is not helping me to tell you whether I shared it. You are April 2023. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, because it could be from other batch. Okay, I'm going to share something here. Wait, I may not got the right image for you. Now I got it. Here. Are you seeing an image right now? What I'm sharing?
Yes.
Okay, this image, I believe in April batch I used. If I not used, you can see it now. There is something called cost of quality, where we spoke about prevention cost, the cost which we saw right now, the previous question. The process improvement, the evaluation, training, design, risk assessment, failure mode analysis. Now, what happened here is sometimes it goes and fail in the customer hand. It's called external failure. Okay, which means it failed on the customer hand. The warranty charges. Okay, warranty charges. There are two variety of products, right? There are some variety of product which you deliver only when it is totally completed. It goes to the customer hand. There you will add the budget under product cost. When I say product, a product has a life. A product will come in, survive in the market, one day it will die. There is a cost. There are some products which goes in an incremental model, what we do in kind of agile or some model of product, where the product which you delivered last week will come back to you with some quality issues. You have to spend some time and money for that, which also could be an external failure cost. So you have to include those budget in the project because the project is still running. So you have to check out the time. Your team member, 10 people has to sit and work on that quality problem. So it is going to be part of the project. So you have to see what model of project you're using. But for that, in books, you don't see much explanation. In books, at least today, what you see here is, when I say cost of quality, when I sell a refrigerator, when I sell an air conditioning, the air conditioner goes out to the market and it fails and come back to me. It's a product life cycle cost. The management of the company has to bear it. Now I come to your question. Your question is where I have to spend more money. Let's look at this. This is called the cost of quality curve. The curve here, if you read the words, when you spend, by the way, before I go there, there is something called the red line, the failure cost. The green talks about the prevention cost and cost of quality. This is what we are working. We have to understand how much I can spend for the quality. Do I need to spend more money or less money, or a middle level, a median level? That's a question. Anyone without seeing anything will tell that quality means you have to spend money. Many people feel like that quality means you have to spend more money. That could even go wrong. Now, when you spend less money for the quality cost, your internal and external failure will go high, which means you are spending low money here. If you spend low money, your failure rates will go high. That's very obvious, right? If I don't recruit right people in the company, if I don't train them properly, if I don't have a right intelligence tools to test it, of course it will fail. At the same time, when you spend more on prevention costs, your internal external failure will go low. That's good. If you spend more, it will go down. But how much you have to spend for the quality? Imagine a watch, an Apple Watch charges 32,000 rupees, Indian value I'm saying, for which if they spend 12,000 rupees for quality check, do you think it's worth? Or more than 12,000, let's put 32,000, I'm saying, let's say 16 to 18,000 they're going to spend for quality check, which is 50% of the cost of the product they're going to spend for quality. Is it worth?
No.
It's a trade-off. Okay, I can hear no from a couple of you. Some of you will tell them no. For an Apple company, prestige is very important than the revenue. So I'll find to spend the money. It's up to you. But the international study or average study says that, yeah, you can, but it will be so foolish to spend too much of money. If you don't spend money, also you're in trouble. So where to be? You have to be in the center. You cannot always support your spouse or your mother-in-law or your mother. You have to be in center. Life will be smooth. So the center point is what they call about cost of quality. They look out for how much you can spend so that it doesn't hurt the business. And this is how they keep looking. But again, this is a graph for a general product design. It could vary product to product, but this is an idea. Hope it helps you.
Yeah, thanks, Sri. Can I connect this first question with the second question, like with the quality? Because improper quality checks, the model has been delivered and it is calling back for the rectification.
You mean the quality check missed out? That's why it's coming in.
Yes, like scope and schedule has been met to produce on the product, but it was delivered and it is calling back due to the improper quality checks.
It missed out. But you know, it's a very common in many products. They make a trial. They know that it will fail, but they would have thought it will fail after 10 years. Unfortunately, it will fail in the second year itself. See, they give a warranty cost. If you go to a Whirlpool washing machine, I think many women or men will know here, they give 10 years warranty. It's a feel from the innovators and the product owners. Sir, 11 years, it won't fail. Let's give 10 years warranty. They'll give it. But unfortunately, in some of the country position, the land, the water, the air pollution, or some certain things will make it to fail earlier than that. They know it's going to happen. It will happen. So it's a trade-off. So you cannot tell what is right. But now, after Agile came in some of the service-oriented product, they don't want to give this excuse. So what they do is they do an incremental approach of delivery to give a portion of the completed product to the customer, ask them to use it, let me know if it is a failing right away before I conclude that the whole product is completed. But you can question me back, is this part is possible for all the industry? Obviously, the answer is no. So it is possible in some industry, if in case you are in such industry. Now you should propose Agile to solve this quality problem, which is the biggest headache in the last 100 years in the industry. Because quality is the biggest problem. Whatever you test, one product will fail in the customer place. It may be Bentley car. It may be BMW. Let's take example of, I know it's a worst example, the example of Diana, when she met with an accident. What was the car? BMW? Benz? We forgot the whole story, right? Benz car, in history, they never have a situation where the car went into two pieces. When this car hit on the wall in the tunnel in such a speed, it went into two, totally smashed and people dead. It's a case, it happens. They can't solve the mystery. They still know, they look confused how it happened. It happens. We don't know what is a weak point of the whole vehicle. There'll be one weak point. Nobody tested it. Nobody can't test it. That will have a trouble. So this quality issue is the biggest headache in any industry. To come out of this headache only, Agile trying to help in some industry. Don't deliver the whole product right away. Go incrementally. Let the customer use it. Let the problem get exposed. We won't tell this to the customer, but we know, let the problem get exposed. We will fix it. That's a mindset. Fantastic, guys. I know I hijacked the whole question. Let's go to the people who have questions. Usually I ask people to put their hands up. Anyone here having put their hands up to share some questions?
I have one question. As you said, in Agile, we go with this, to just avoid all these things. What about integration, Shri? How are we like able to get the complete product out? Any kind of...
A good question. Any product you have in your mind, Suchitra? I know you're a scientist. You are in a research segment. Are you talking from that background?
Yes. So, So I'm just worried as the question speaks, last question. So the integration is a biggest issue, right? If you deliver small things.
Yes. Yes, obviously. So it's not a small thing. I'll put this way. Are you seeing the whiteboard of what I'm sharing now? So now what happened is integration. How does it work is in Agile, I'm taking a product like small pieces. A piece is something like this. It will be done by team 1. It will be done by team 2. And it should be integrated together. Then it will be delivered as one big product. Okay. At least in information technology or some of the products or service-based products, this is how they work. In a company, they have team 1, team 2. This is all automated. I'm using automated. It's all automated where they integrate and do deliver it. Before it goes to the customer, even though it's a small piece, multiple teams come together to make one delivery, and they call this as MVP. Have you heard this term called MVP?
Yes, yes.
What MVP stands for? Anyone want to give an idea?
Minimal viable product, right?
Perfect. Minimum viable product, which is usable, consumable, some product, which should be on the table, consumable. See, let's take an example of a kitchen. There's a cooking is happening. Of course, there are raw carrots cut and kept on the table. There are some raw items kept on the table. It is also eatable. I will not say no. I can eat the carrot straight away. I have some cashews. I may have something to eat straight away. But that's not the intention. I should mix all and make an MVP. That could be a sweet. You call it some name of that sweet. That should be minimum viable product, which I can consume it as a product. I can give only the carrots, fine. I can give only cashew nuts, that's fine. That's not the intention here, right? That customer can buy in the market itself. Why should they come to you? They come to us because we will connect these dots and make one small packet which they can use it. I'll come to your question. Your question is, how can I integrate it? This is very specific to each industry. If I take an example, Agile in information technology, they use more of automation, but whenever the customer team members, team 1, team 2 does a job, it is connected by dots and put together, they deliver it. If I go to the restaurant, there is a chef who makes the food ready on the main cooking area. There is an assistant chef who decorate it on the plate. And then there is a bearer who brings this to serve. And there is a person who takes the order, senior bearer. This person starts with the suits and blazers. I'm talking at the big restaurants with a smiley face, very good at taking order. This person is very good in preparing the food in the kitchen. But these two guys are making it packed and come to the table. Only when these all connect together, you get the food in next 15 minutes on the table. And this repeats for every item you order. Now here, how do you call it as integration? It's integration or connecting the dots between each individual, their roles, responsibilities, work. You can use a technology. You cannot use technology as you wish. But if I'm sitting in a metro city like a Mumbai, I'm sitting in a New York, I need a technology. The technology could be a person have an iPad here, make an order. The moment this person clicks OK, it goes every few seconds to the main chef what order is made. Once the order is ready, the information comes to the assistant chef. I'm going to use a technology here. Now it's up to you, whether you are in research, you are in pharmaceutical, automobile, software, or a restaurant. If you want to serve in an incremental order, you should decide, do I have Usain Bolt in my company who will run every 5 minutes in 100 kilometers per hour speed? Or I will pick up the best technology in the market. It could be artificial intelligence. It could be Google Cloud. It could be some software, some tools, techniques. It's up to you. If your product and project supports this background, then you go for this. Is it helping you anything, Suchitra?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Shri.
Give me a little thought. When you say research in pharmaceutical, you have to deliver a product on a specific timeline? Because I'll give my thought. Research means you will not have a time frame. You have to work until you get the result.
No. We also will have the like certain time period where you have to deliver that particular molecule, with what are the requirements the client needs. So even they follow the agile principles now. As I'm reading, I'm just understanding, because we get After every step, we get reviews and feedbacks from the client, what kind of modifications we have to do in the molecule further. So I'm just trying to, use my knowledge and this PM knowledge together. Thank you for the explanation. Yes.
Great. I'm just listening to you on the situation. Nice. Thanks for that point. Fantastic. I didn't give a chance for people to ask your question. What you have? Let me give one more chance before I have other agile question to share. Please put your hands up or let me know if you have a question. You can share that in the screen. Okay, meantime, I'm going to pick up the next question, what I want to discuss with you. Right. All right. I'm taking this advantage as people has not raised their hands. I'm going to share a question. Now look at this question. By the way, every question what I'm sharing, it'll be a very simple answer, or some of you know the answer already. But I want to see how you're reading the question. That's the intention of this sharing. Now let me know what can be the good answer for this question from the agile perspective. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of answers there. I'm seeing answers going towards C. Is this answers given by people who are working in agile environment, or people are not even in agile also giving the same answer? Anyone here predictive environment?
Yes, because it's because of visual management system.
Nice. Okay. So you mean that's a keyword in this question?
Yes.
Okay. When you say visual, why it should go to Kanban? It can be a normal printout on the wall. I can print something about the project, put on the wall.
And the third point, which says allow flow to be managed by adjusting the work in process limits. Normally in Kanban board, we limit the work in progress items. That's what I read in the book.
There you go.
So I went for Kanban board.
There you go. I think you got the point there. So now I got 2 points. One from, I believe, I heard from Suchitra, one from Shweta, right? So what I heard is, you are currently managing a complex project that requires a lot of knowledge work. The moment they use the word knowledge work, keep in mind it could be agile. Do anyone see this as a keyword in the question? Do anyone remember I spoke about this in the classes about knowledge workers? Do you remember that? Knowledge workers.
Yes.
Okay, nice to know. The more you remember the knowledge workers, the moment you see the word knowledge work, it is more of self-organizing and more matured or more cross-functional teams going to work on this. The moment you get this, you can visualize yourself in the exam hall. Okay, it's a work which needs more cross-functionality. You want some sort of visual management, some sort of, it could be any visual thing, but it should be help to visualize the flow of work, make impediments easily visible, allow flow to be managed by adjusting the work in progress. This is a very key point in the question. And this is called as WIP. Now, why I want to discuss this question is what WIP or how WIP will help. I know the answer is Kanban. I think you all said Kanban is answer. Very good. In Kanban, I have something called to do. And then what is the second column?
Work in progress.
In progress. Okay. Can I say in progress? I can say in progress. What is the third column?
Done.
Done. A Kanban board can be as simple as this. To do, in progress, done. Okay. This is clear. So the question is saying I need something visual. I have to tell you how many items in to do, how many times items in progress, how many items done. Very simple, right? Anyone can see the whiteboard, can get a clarity. But now where this WIP comes in picture, where I have to place this WIP. Have anyone used it? Any idea?
In progress.
In progress. Okay, where I have to put? I have to put, is it a number? It is an alphabet. What is WIP?
Numbers.
Story card.
In the Kanban board, there should be a rule set up for enabling the limit.
Okay, rule. I understood now rule. I also heard the word called number. Two things I heard. Okay, very good. Who will set the rule?
Like team.
Team gets it. Very good. It is not from management, right? It is from the team. Why it is from the team, not from management? For that, we have a keyword in the question.
Knowledge workers.
Knowledge workers. Fantastic. The moment you know you are working with the knowledge workers, they know better what to do. You don't force them. But Shri, in my company, my manager keep on forcing me. That's a different company. Okay. We are talking about, as per the books, knowledge workers should not be forced. They know what to do. Good. I understood the rules are there. Rules should be set by the team. Now let's go to the second topic. It's a number. Now, where I have to keep this number, which will help me on this board?
Like in work in progress, like yeah. So item number, like 8, item 10 number, whatever number we wanted.
Fantastic. I'll put something like this 3 here. What does the 3 mean here in this column?
Like at a time, we can work only 3 items, not more than that.
Exactly. At any given point of time, this team of Ramesh, Suresh, Ramya, Priya, someone working together, they will work only 3 items in this place. So what it means? It means only when there's a third or one item got moved to done, then I will pull one item from here. This is why the Kanban system is called a pull methodology. Have you heard about pull method or pull mode? Which means the team should be matured enough knowledge workers who know what to do. Only when one of the item goes away, you get a spot here, then you pull item from here. I can also make a to-do could be hardly totally 7 items. Beyond 7 items in to-do, I will not have anything. So to-do in progress is a sample 2 columns. There could be more columns in Kanban board also. But the point is, when you have this kind of number, WIP limit, what it means is, I don't pile up the queue so lengthy. But see, it's stupid, man. When you get a lot of work, put in the queue. What is the problem? Let me put the question back to you. Anyone want to answer of it? Why can't we put the same? Why we have to put a limit? What's the advantage? What is the advantage?
Because it's based on the velocity of the team.
No, not velocity. Kanban no need velocity at all.
Capacity.
Team can focus only on the items that is clicked.
Very good. I heard 2 words here. One is capacity, one is on the focus. Very good. Let's go both the way. So now, if you have too many items in the to-do progress, end of day, nothing is properly completed. Everything is attached and not completed. Is this true in your personal life?
Yes.
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 Let's take one example of last 6 months of your life. How many items you want to do? That too, after listening the class, many of you joined the gym. They went to here, there. After 1 week, you don't know what the hell I'm doing, man. I touched everything. Nothing is working. It happens. So WIP is a limit you set to yourself at any given point of time. I would put my whole attention to these 2 items until I close this. I will not touch anything else. Bringing your focus. For which they bring it. This is philosophy. Let's go to the numbers. The number game is, the more the number sits here, they say that the company capital is get locked. Talk from Toyota, talk from big company perspective. If you have more number of work in progress, I'm talking at a management level. Let's take a country like India. In a country like India, in a prime minister table or parliamentary decisions, if you have 150 items work in progress, your whole country capital money is locked. Is this true? Whole money is locked. So what they do here is, they don't want to lock all the money in the system. Rather, they give focus to key items. Number 1, response answer. Number 2 answer here is, when you have too many items, you hide the bottlenecks. You don't understand what is a bottleneck are happening. Because when a huge number of items is happening, when there is a delay, you don't understand where the delay is happening. This is one. Third one, Second one. Third one is when you do too many items here, if there is one defect, I have to fix a defect in all 100 items. Rather, if I have 3 or 4 items, my defect ratio also lesser. And the fourth item, they say that here, when you have a lesser item in the queue, if any emergency item comes here, I have a space to accommodate. If I have too many items standing in the line, if there is an emergency item coming in, I don't have a space to accommodate because already I have 100 items in progress. Have you seen some people, if you go to a store to give your mobile for a service or a laptop for a service, they say that, sir, already I have 70 items for service, which means they don't have a limit. They take all the orders. If you take all the orders and you start processing all the items, if a very close friend of you or your relative comes to you to help, you will say, sorry, guys, I'm already booked. You can't do that. For that reason also, they use WIP. So WIP primarily exposes or shows how many items a team can do at a given point of time. That also shows the maturity level of the team. It doesn't mean always it has to be 3. It can even go to 5, 6, 7 based on team maturity. Hope that gives some idea.
I just have one question. I'm maybe a silly question for the people who are in Agile, but who have the authority to move the to-do list to, is it product owner or the team?
That's a good question, right? Let me leave this question answered by someone who's using it already. Anyone?
So team.
Team knowledge workers.
Team, okay. When you say team, even product owner can be part of the team. Possible.
Sorry?
Possible. But answer your question, Suchita, directly, it will be primarily the people who do the job. Morning, when I go to the office, I may have a short conversation with the team. Hey, you know, guys, yesterday there was one item in progress. It's been completed or rejected. So I may manually pull out that sticky note from one column, which I drawn now, put it in the next column. Or I may have a digital board. In the digital board, in progress, I, Shriram, working as a junior engineer in the company, I myself log in and do this. However, the Scrum Master, product owners, they are the people who check everything is going good. It doesn't mean they follow you. They just tell you, guys, can you please put it up? So they do that. By this, what they do is they give the responsibility to the member who does the job. So they feel more empowered. What do you mean empowered is, I picked up the work, what I want to do. I closed my work when I completed, which means I'm empowered to decide what I want to do, what I want to close. That's an ideal thought process. Hope it helps you. All right. Once again, any questions to be discussed today? All right. Was it useful today? Did you listen something today on the questions?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. For the people getting on the June batch to the examination, I requested many of you to prepare your study plan. I don't expect you should prepare a very elaborate sheet, but have you prepared any tentative timeline of examination? Do you have that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it a doable time as per your mind? When you see that sheet, you get a feel, yes, I can achieve it?
Yeah.
Okay. I know some of the questions I'm putting on you to see that, are you ready for it? The reason I'm asking here is, the more you're clear on your date, the better you work towards the examination. That's the intention of asking these questions. Okay, guys, let me see if no questions. So first, thanks all for everyone participating here. If this pattern of question discussion helps you, probably I will also bring some question for discussion. So you can leave your feedback or comments. Is question discussion helping you? Because most of the time I hear the question when somebody brings in here. Let's do that. Let's not stop that, because that's the intention of this whole class. At the same time, I'll also bring some question to converse on the subject. Answer we know, A, B, C, some answer will be there. But let's talk something subjectively to see why it is that way, so that the knowledge regain works with you. Good enough? Perfect. Thanks for participation. Come up with a question next term as well. We'll discuss more and keep up the momentum. As I used to say all the time, don't give up on your good exercise. Don't give up on your good listening skills. And then keep up your target and keep working. Good wishes for your success. Stay in touch. People getting close to the exam, I have intimated, please stay in touch with me in the WhatsApp. Because only through WhatsApp, I come to know that you have a question, you have something to talk for the exam, right? Please stay in touch. I'll know about it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shri. Thanks.
Thank you, Shri.
Thank you, Shri.
Okay, before I log off, Preetham asked a question. I help Preetham and then log off. Preetham, what is the question? What is a sprint? Preetham, you're in chat mode.
I have come across the term. What is a sprint age?
Have you?
Sprint
do you
zero,
have the,
we know that is at the start.
repeat again.
Sprint age. Age for house.
Okay. Can I assume that you're talking about a sprint or hardening? Because
I don't know the details. I only came across that. Terminology. Sprint zero, we know. You have explained, but sprint age, that term, I think it did not. As far as I understand, I could not get from your.
Let me see. I can help you. Before that, sprint zero. What pops up in your mind if you remember it?
Yes, definitely. It is at the start when things are not fully organized. I mean, we are collecting the data and all, and how to form the sprints. What should be in the requirements and all collection. That is at the initial stage.
Okay. So, do we deliver something on sprint zero, or what will be the expectation?
No.
We don't deliver anything, right? Sprint zero.
Right.
While I'm talking to you, I'm just trying to get that image of sprint zero and H. For information, if you don't have the full abbreviation, name for the H, I would say it's about a hardening. There is something called sprint hardening. I want to show you image so your brain captures better. The picture speaks better than the words. Okay, I'm trying to pull that. Give me a sec. So which book you're reading now, Preetham, for the Agile?
I'm only going through that Rita book.
Okay.
Which you have told.
Is Rita good? Rita's a good girl, right? Okay. Quickly, I'm going to share something to you, Preetham, and the rest of the team members. Are you seeing something what I'm sharing the screen?
Yes.
All right. So, Preetham, do you mean this? H.
I started screen, but I could not see the screen so far because yes, now I can.
All right, you see that, right? So now, if you see sprint zero, as I ask you the question, do they deliver? The answer is they don't deliver anything here. They do a proof of concept. They set the ground ready. I used to quote this example like before a construction work is going to start, they'll first clean the ground, make the blueprint approval from the government. Something would be happening, right? The ground readiness will happen. From first day, they start working. Now in knowledge-based work, the first day on, customer would start expecting results from you. So in order to give a result, I have to get the ground ready, for which there is something called sprint zero or iteration zero. Here I will do proof of concepts. I'll make my team to do some work on setting up the platform ready. This is a debatable topic. Some customers don't agree for this. They say that I want work starting from the day one. Day one, I want some deliverable. But many companies argue back, you cannot give deliverable from day one. We need some time to set up things. Now it's debatable between two companies, but it's a recommendation in Agile books. You can't see this in Scrum book, but you will see in Agile books. Agile books recommends that have a sprint zero to set the ground ready so the work picks up. This I have spoken with you already. Now let's understand the H. If a start need a time, do you think end also need a time? Which means The fourth sprint, you delivered something. I cannot wash my hands and run away from there. I should do some knowledge transfer, transition of some set of works, documentation, something I have to do to call it as properly completed on a phase or a project. Then I move to the next stage. And this process is called as iteration H or sprint hardening.
That means it is something like a sprint gate phase or killing phase.
Gate is a place you make a decision. Do you think are they making decision here? No, right? No. The gate is a decision-making point. You make a decision whether I have to proceed to next phase. Is this a quality parameters are met? They call as a kill point. They take a call here, but nothing here. It's only you pack up all what you did and you move to next stage. So that's different. That's different. This is different.
Okay.
But, H is about hardening for a question. Perfect. Good. Nice to see a question.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Thanks all for the participation. Have a great Sunday. And again, we'll connect for the next week. Please come up with more questions and more thoughts we'll discuss. Have a great week, productive week. Good wishes.
Thank you, Shri.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shri. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.